Hello viewers, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Going through the comments section, thank you very much for them. People are asking questions, why has this been allowed to go on for so long when we're seeing all of this, I guess all these investigations, we're seeing a level of corruption emerging that has been proven in the courts either via guilty pleas or otherwise. Other documentation, sentencing memos, news reports. There's a wealth out there of already in the public domain around corruption. And then we've got this other yet to be proved alleged corruption. What it all adds up to is corruption. People have been asking, how did this happen? How could this have gone on? I think, we all know it's around money. We all know it's around those political donations. We all know it's around that web that has existed for a long time. And of course, Trump in the extreme brought it forward. And so how do you clean up decades and decades worth of mess in 2 years, which is as long as Mueller's been going for, when particularly up until November of last year, when the GOP held the power, okay, didn't do the oversight. So how can you have this? Look, it's almost miraculous that this is all coming out now, and it's a tribute to the tenacity of all involved that it is actually coming out. Now, I just want to take one oligarch, the infiltration of the oligarchs, really around almost weaponizing these donations. The oligarchs, I want to take just one, because there's a lot of them and there are a lot of connections. I want to take Blavatnik. He's a US-UK citizen, Len Blavatnik. US-UK citizen, one of the largest donors to the GOP. Now, prior to 2015 and 16, there was barely a ripple. He barely donated at all, and not to any particular party. But 15 and 16, in the campaign, he donated something like over $6 million. $1 million of that went to Mitch McConnell. The other GOP that were also benefited were Lindsey Graham and Marco Rubio. To a certain extent, John Kasich, but he's at the governor level, or was at the governor level, and also the late John McCain to a lesser extent. Now, then you look at his cabinet postings. Okay, so Mitch McConnell's wife, the transport secretary. Then we look at one in particular that I find incredibly, potentially incriminating or incriminated, is Steve Mnuchin. He actually worked with, Blavatnik. Now, the laws, so then we have him lifting, moving forward to lift the sanctions on Deripaska that we saw just recently. So you've got all these ties, this money that is tying the Russians to the GOP leadership and to some of those cabinet members. We look at Betsy DeVos and her brother Eric Prince. So what you have is, prior to November 2018, you had money financing the money and interference financing the rise of Trump. Then we had no oversight. The GOP were able to enact their agendas, particularly around the courts for Mitch McConnell. And everything was fine had it not been for Mueller's investigation. That is the key here. I go back to those early FBI leaders, James Comey, and particularly Andrew McCabe, who also was responsible for throwing in the Russian meddling and interference into that counterintelligence investigation, which Mueller is also looking at, which will probably be a subject of another report. So let's not forget all of this is due to come through. Now, with that counterintelligence report, the GOP government, or Trump and his government, even Barr, the Attorney General, cannot stop the reporting to Congress because by law, that counterintelligence report must be given to Congress. So again, the FBI at the very early stages was setting things up strategically to see that this process unfolded. They knew that the GOP held the balance of power. They knew what they were up against. They work with criminals every day. Okay, so thank you to the FBI lawmakers and potentially Rod Rosenstein as well, although he had his hand forced to a certain extent. But he's been diligently doing his job. So in overseeing the Mueller investigation, Mueller has done a lot of work. So we'll put Rosenstein in there as someone to be thanked, potentially. So as a result of all of this, even though you had the GOP not doing their oversight, really doing exactly what they wanted, remembering these donations by the oligarchs, and you had this investigation occurring. Now, as a result of that investigation, there was a momentum, and you had the tide turning in November. So it's taken a lot, and it's taken a lot of sacrifice by a lot of people, a lot of courage, a lot of persistence, a lot of hard work. So now we get to this point where we've got all of this exposed. It's all out there in the public domain. So I'm going to update a look at the GOP. Now, Mitch McConnell took $1 million, perfectly legal, this Blavatnik, because he is a US citizen, was able to donate and not break any laws. So these donations are perfectly legal. So, however, I want to look at what the future is for Mitch McConnell in relation to those Russian donations, and then we'll take a look at Lindsey Graham. So the question will be, will Mitch McConnell be investigated and found guilty of breaking the law? Mitch McConnell, will he be investigated and found guilty of breaking the law? Mitch McConnell, will he be investigated and found guilty of breaking the law? King of Pentacles. So this is his relationship with Donald Trump. That's where he walks on, fairly dicey ground here. It's the work that he did with Donald Trump. So not potentially his donations from Russians that will get him into trouble. It's around his how he didn't oversee the president, how he may have let things. So information that was requested from the White House was not provided. It's the turning a blind eye, in a way, to what Trump was doing in his abuse of power during his presidency. Trump, the businessman. It's certainly what he's going to be remembered for, Mitch McConnell. So this is teamwork and expansion here, commerce. This is around commerce. So it is around I feel it's around this monetizing. I think what could happen is McConnell could be found almost like a soldier who has dereliction of duty. It's that kind of thing. Would he face the law? Look at all these pentacles coming forward. We've got the Knight here, but this is usually this is mirroring the Trump, the businessman, and potentially, the what has been done during his presidency. That's where I'm going with Mitchell McConnell. This is seduction. It is around his relationship with Donald Trump. There was a relationship initially. Now, we've got the truth, the Queen of Swords coming out. I feel that these New York investigations are going to are somehow going to reverberate and play a role in what's going to happen with that Republican leadership. I feel this is the New York District Attorney here. She's now going after information from all the banks that funded Trump's hotels, including the hotel in Washington, D.C. This is a lack of McConnell's oversight of Trump that's going to get him into trouble, not the fact that he accepted donations legally from a US, UK citizen, former Russian, born in Russia, I think. Very close ties with the Kremlin. He was able to give McConnell that money legally under your current campaign financing laws, because of his US citizenship. So it's not going to be that. I don't think that's going to bring him down. It's going to be his lack of oversight of Donald Trump, and they're going to ask the question, did he uphold his congressional oversight and his position of power in the Congress? Did he uphold that? Now, we've got the Five of Wands here. I do feel the Democrats are going to go after this eventually in relation to the lack of oversight of Trump. They are actually bringing forward legislation at the moment that will come down very strongly on Russian interference, not just in the campaign, but also over the last couple of years. So I feel that's where that's going to go. I don't, here we go. We've got the devil here. McConnell's chained to the devil. That's what's going to go against him. It's going to be his relationship. I think he knows it. I'm getting a very strong feeling. Theft and betrayal, it's what Trump has done in the 2 years. And the GOP not holding him accountable, and the truth is actually going to come out. Okay, I'm just going to bring the laptop down here so you can see the cards, and I'll do a little bit of a summary here. We've got Trump, the businessman, the King of Pentacles. We've got Trump doing the work here, making the money. We're talking about the president here. We've got also commerce and expansion, so potentially the monetising of the presidency. We've got Mitch McConnell's relationship with Donald Trump here. There is this, the Knight of Cups talks about an emotional connection. It's almost a seduction. Now, we know that's the way Donald Trump works. That's how he deals with people. He pulls them in, and I heard Cohen say during his testimony, those that have chained themselves to Donald Trump need to be careful, because there's going to be a reckoning for them legally. Now, we've got the Queen of Swords here coming forward in relation to exposing the truth. I do feel this is the Democrats. It's also the New York investigations. I got quite a strong pull to New York, to the district attorney there, and the investigations into the Trump organisation. Now we've got the Democrats here. The Democrats, their legislation, their investigations. We've got, again, this column here is Donald Trump, the businessman. We've got the relationship between Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump, and we've got him being chained to the devil. I would like to think that as the investigations get nearer and nearer to their close and the truth is coming out, I think you'll see McConnell try and pull away from Donald Trump. If you go to the Congress right now, you have the Democrats bringing forward the oversight, and they're putting the Republicans now on the spot. There is enough information out in the public domain. This is very, very damaging. Now, theft and betrayal. Who betrayed? Let's just go back here. Who betrayed? So we've got the investigation regarding conspiracy, collusion with the Russians and Trump. We've got multiple investigations around what has occurred between Trump and particularly his foreign policy, also the inauguration, cash for play, all of those investigations. We've now got the Democrats coming forward with legislation around making it very clear what has gone on. Let's just summarise it like that. We've got as all of this information comes out, where does that leave Mitch McConnell with his donation of $1 million from Blavatnik? That was a legal donation, However, where does that morally put him? And in terms of, I'm not sure what his charter is as the Senate leader or even as a congressman. What is he supposed to uphold? Is he supposed to uphold truth? Is he supposed to uphold transparency? If there are crimes being committed and he turned a blind eye, he allowed certain things to occur, information not coming forward, where does that leave Mitch McConnell? So legally I'm talking about, where does it leave him legally? We've got the truth coming out. So for Mitch McConnell, there are the main gain is what he's allowed Trump to do that could potentially allegedly have been illegal. That there was a dereliction of duty as a Senate leader in his oversight of Trump and the Trump government. So now let's go to Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, who started off... Lindsey's made mistakes, is what I'm getting. And he's going to pay for those mistakes. I feel that his career is over. Okay. So Lindsey Graham, again, taking campaign donations... legal under the campaign financing laws. What's likely to occur with Lindsey Graham? Again, I go back to Cohen, so I'm feeling that the question I'm going to ask is Lindsey Graham then has he potentially broken the law in any way in his dealings with Donald Trump? And I'm getting there potentially could be a subversion of justice or something around that. Lindsey Graham, he's now taken that role as is he the leader of the Judicial Committee? White House is stalling again on providing information around Kushner's clearance. I wonder what they're doing around the investigation too, the Mueller investigation. Watch that. Watch his role there. That's where I feel he's gotten exposure. Will Lindsey Graham face investigation for his in relation to his close relationship with Donald Trump? Will Lindsey Graham face investigation? Yes, no. Will Lindsey Graham face investigation? Lindsey Graham face investigation. Gee whiz. Okay, so we've got this money coming forward here again. This is someone who has quite sufficient financial resources, and it's also around stability. Financial resources and stability. We've got the sword of truth coming forward. There could be a money connection here with Graham. That's what I'm feeling. I've got the Queen of Cups. What did he see? What did he see? Who has... again, there is this not wanting to face the truth about something. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles. This is around self-governance, luxury. The old treasure chest in the Ten of Pentacles, family money or family wealth, gaining wealth, and the King of Pentacles, which is usually my Donald Trump card. We'll keep going. I feel there's a monetary connection here that may be revealed as not being totally legal. We've got the Page of Wands here. This is a messenger. A messenger card page is a messenger's card. I often feel this is around communication. There's somebody got something documented here. We've got the seduction of money. I feel even though the Knight of Cups, even though we've got 2 knights coming up in this reading for Graham. And the government, the Hierophant, could be the law. And his relationship with Donald Trump. I'm just going to keep going because, yep, abundance. And decisions that he made. Potentially waiting for some kind of authority, gift, something coming his way, and where he's at now, extreme anxiety and worry. Look, I'm just going to bring this down. What this reading is saying to me here, there's so many pentacles coming forward. The Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, that I feel that there's something, there's 2 things with Graham. I feel that there's something, there could be something here in relation to some money that he's taken, not legally, potentially, allegedly, could have. There's somebody that has some kind of information on him. He was, again, the truth sayer at one point, but I feel that Trump has virtually seduced him. Again, we see this seduction card coming up again that was in McConnell's. This is Trump. He's been seduced by the devil, if you like. I think he's witnessed things as well. We've got potentially him facing some kind of investigation. The other aspect of this for Lindsey Graham was that the relationship with Trump, he was promised something. And that could have been the head of the Judicial Committee. What else was he promised? Was he promised the Attorney General's position? That didn't go to him. And of course, we've got grief and anxiety here. So I do feel for Graham that there's something there in his background that he's been wanting to hide, potentially could have been. And he was also promised, he was seduced again by the King of Pentacles. There's been something there involving money and also a promise of authority. So watch what he does on that Judicial Committee very, very closely. So we asked why Trump hasn't. So I'm going to change decks here. I do have a couple of new decks I probably shouldn't, but I did. So I have the Tarot of the Mystic Spiral. This is again by the Los Scarabeo artists. I find their decks very, very good. Tarot of the Mystic Spiral. It's a little bit like my Los Scarabeo Classic Deluxe, but I was drawn to this by the artwork, as I do with these particular artists. It's also, I don't know if you can see that, hang on. It's also got quite a lot of Greek and Roman mythology or images here, and also some Latin. So it's fun just to look up the Latin. This is the Ace of Swords. So I haven't really consolidated with that deck yet, but I will be. And the other deck that I purchased was the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. I don't normally go for these type of decks, but I felt that that we needed to kick things up to a more of a spiritual level. Because it's very easy to get stuck in the 3D, the us versus them, the good and evil, the fight for the truth, all of those things, which is very necessary because it activates our higher selves. So all of this is necessary. What has occurred is necessary. But I just want to ask Spirit, using the good tarot, why? Because this is another Question from viewers: why is this? Why is this all happening? And I'm going to ask, what is the higher message here from Spirit as to why why Trump has occurred, why all of this has occurred? What at the higher level? What do we need to know? Why has this occurred with Donald Trump? Why has this occurred with Trump? Oops. Why has this occurred with Donald Trump? Oh, we've got something falling out. It's to face. This is the Fool. Okay, so this is to face new beginnings. The old had to give way to the new. It's as simple as that. And we look at the. I guess the divine really is coming through this card here. We've got the trumpet being blown. In religious mythology, you actually do have, I think it's one of the archangels blowing the horn of truth, the horn of judgment. But there is new energies surrounding this card. There is new energies coming in. It's a new beginning. The Queen of the Earth in other tarot decks is the Queen of Pentacles. And I this card is quite strong for me. This is around the money in politics. It's as simple as that. There needed to be new beginnings around those political donations, around money coming in and influencing. This is somebody that is there's a kind of it's not a in this particular deck, there is something quite strong, I guess, about this particular card, the Queen of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like, the Pentacles represent our earthly world. It's almost as if this had to be uncovered in I won't say a brutal way, but it's along those lines. New beginnings, uncovering what was broken in the system. And the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups coming forward. Again, it's going to be a hard ride emotionally here. There can be some loss, but the new is coming through. And it is I guess it's a spiritualism that's coming through here, and we've got the doves of peace here. So it's almost like the higher is uniting with the earthly plane. There's a spiritual aspect again coming through. The Page of Wands here, which is the Page of Fire in this deck. I absolutely love this card. This is mirroring the new beginnings. So this person brings new inspiration. It's almost like we're starting again in a way. And the two of Cups. Okay, so we are. I'm glad that I bought this deck. I really am. So we've got this almost things having to be exposed in the Queen of Pentacles, uniting with our higher selves here in the Two of Cups. This is around relationships, new partnerships, a new partnership with our higher self, and we've got our can I say beloved Star of Hope coming forward. So while there has been potentially emotionally, there's been emotional loss in this whole situation, we have something that is guiding us toward a new beginning. So that is the good tarot. The good tarot. The good tarot. While what's hidden from our view, there potentially is disappointment in the Four of Water, which is the Four of Cups. But look at what is coming forward. This is not only a partnership with our higher selves that's coming forward here. This is also a new emotional, new emotional deal, if we can put it like that. What comes after great loss, great emotional loss, great disappointment. we have these new beginnings, and of course this wonderful page of fire, which is again this new inspiration coming forward. So the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Earth, is associated with the last reading that I did. But this is saying is there's a reason why all of this is happening. So I'm going to leave that there. I guess the easy answer to why this has taken so long is within my reading. So thank you very much for tuning in, viewers.